All right, so welcome. You're with the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. It is August, I can't believe it. And we're going to talk for the whole month of August on leveling up your social networking. We've been sort of waiting for this special month for months and months, and we've moved it around a couple of times, but probably because God always does things like this is probably ends up to be the perfect month to level up social networking, specifically for Facebook and Instagram, based on all the changes that they have made and all the things that are getting ready to happen. And so we're going to help you clean up, level up, dress up, whatever you want to call it, Facebook and Instagram specifically. And then at the end of the month, because we have a fifth Tuesday this month, we're going to have Jasmine come in and talk to us about for 2 hours. So block off 2 to 4 instead of 2 to 3. She's going to come in and talk to us about creating crown rocking Canva creation. So I'm looking forward to this month.
Me too.
Mark your calendars, you guys. September 23rd through 26th is the NACWE conference. We already have people starting to register. If you're not ready to register because you haven't decided if you're going to come in person or come virtually, you can still register and get the emails that remind you every week kind of what's going on and how to update your registration by clicking through. So if you want to keep in the know, join that registration list. And then once you've registered and begun to make payments, you'll get a link to join the Facebook group. So we're starting to roll, getting ready to, I'm really looking forward to it. Tasha Glover is going to be our keynote speaker. We're going to do both days, a couple of workshop style conference events, which we don't usually do that way, but it's going to be, to me, it's going to be really different. I've done these before several times this year, and it just took me kind of to a new place. So I wanted to take you with me. So just a sneak peek for next month, as we level up for the conference, we're going to also level up confidence. Where do you need confidence as a woman, as a Christian woman, entrepreneur in your business, in your ministry, in your life in general? We're going to talk all month long about confidence. Heather Hart of Candidly Christian will be our co-host that month. Sneak peek in October, we're going to talk about video sharing. Sneak peek in November, we're going to talk about blogging. Maybe blogging, vlogging, all of those. We'll see how it all lines up. A sneak peek for November 4th through 7th is, it'll be our last writing retreat of the year. So if you really need to crank some things out before the holidays hit, this is a perfect time to do it. We already have some people, somebody already grabbed the master suite. Man. So I'm going to have to share a room with someone, which is just, it'll be fun. And I think she's new to us, so y'all get to meet some new people, and she's bringing a couple of friends. So it could potentially be a full house. We're looking forward to it. So let's talk about leveling up your social networking, obviously hosted by NACWE, which you can find everything you ever wanted to know and more about us at NACWE.org, and then hosted by me. And my new home is developing into being Rhema 3E services. So all that I do, everything's named Rhema. Everything Fred does is named Rhema. It will be under one umbrella. I'm looking forward to showing you that as it develops as well. Please introduce yourself in the group, and I'll type some notes in there to kind of give you some guidance. Tell us your name, tell us your location, give us a link to you, your preferred link online, and then say, kind of give us an I am statement. I am whatever. And especially if you have a link to a freebie, we love free things. We love all things free. Give us a link to your freebie. So for example, mine would look like, I'm Karen Lindvall-Borg from North Central Texas, a little bit north of Dallas. My new home in progress. If you want a sneak peek, you can actually go to rhema3eservices.com. But right now, the Facebook group is the safer place to go while we're tweaking things, Rhema 3E Services group. I am an efficient and strategic business and ministry coach through Rhema Coaching, used to be Karen Ward Companies, for helping professionals and entrepreneurs, leading them to clarify their God-given calling. purposefully plan their next offer, design a concise, actionable, and masterful marketing strategy, and follow through with finesse. And there's my freebie. I'll put this in the chat room for you as well, but kind of wanted to give you some guidance. I tend to forget to ask you to introduce yourselves, and I think that's tragic. This is a great place to do that. I don't know what the special is, but we'll let Courtney, she's going to kick us off this month. She's going to speak to us today about optimizing your Instagram bio, and she's going to do another 5-day challenge. We had so much fun with taking photos last month, and somebody won a class to a ticket to iPhone photography school, which has had a value of 400 and some odd 90 something dollars. So, and she's real excited about it. Beth Carey won that. So we'll see what we can give away as a prize as Courtney introduces us to the new challenge. Courtney's going to talk about optimizing your Instagram bio. Next week, I'm going to talk about optimizing your Facebook bio. Next, after that, Jessie Synan is going to talk about Facebook myths and kind of give us an update on all these crazy things that they've done to change things and really how to work through those, how to grow your Facebook group without really doing ads and that sort of thing, and some content creation tips. She and her husband run the business Christian Social Media Marketing. After that, Hannah Kaplan is going to talk to us about using Instagram to enhance and promote your business. She's going to talk to us about your bio and your call to action as well, but about on your page, different branding tools that you can use to really make it pop. And she's going to talk to us about Reels as well, going live. And then she's going to talk about how to really highlight your story and make it send out sparks. Then, because we have that special 5th Tuesday some months of the year, and it falls in this month, we thought it would be perfect to ask Jasmine, she's done it before, to do a workshop. So you'll want to, have some things ready, sit down, pen and paper in hand, open up your Canva account, and she's going to, for the 2 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time that day, she's going to walk us through some different ways to use Canva. Every time she does this, I'll learn something and at least start using some of these tools. And I think it helps. I do have someone else helping me with Canva as well, but it's sort of enhanced my skills on Canva. I'm looking forward to hearing from her as usual. She's going to talk about keeping Canva designs within your brand, within your story, and how to really appeal to even though you're talking about you're talking about your business and ministry, how to help the client understand that it really is about her most of all. So I'm going to stop share and pray us in, and then share Courtney's information. And actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a bunch of stuff in the chat room because I'm managing Courtney's slides. She's in Florida major storm. And so I'll put it all under the replay for you in the Facebook group, whatever you need, I'll put it in the replay for you. Father God, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to, I've been frustrated about all the changes, not Instagram so much, but that Facebook has been making and how to navigate my way around those. And it's time to really get busy and jump in there to kind of make things pop, for me to streamline things and simplify them and put them all into one place instead of 50 places. And so thank you for an opportunity to spend the whole month just focusing on Facebook and Instagram and Canva, and how to use Canva to make Facebook and Instagram really appealing in our businesses and in our lives as well. I would just pray a blessing over Courtney today, over me next week, over Jessie and Hannah and Jasmine as they prepare their messages for the rest of the month as well. And over everyone who comes, Lord, can we walk away with something that's unique and new to us, that sticks, that aha moment that we really make our own and implement as we go forth to enhance Facebook and Instagram and social networking tools. May we do that in ways that please you as well. And we ask these things in Jesus Christ's holy name. Amen. All right. And I am ready to go, Courtney, anytime, and I'm ready. I'll share your slides real quick.
Okay. You guys, I am going to try to keep my video on, but we've been having a terrible storm. It's not a hurricane or anything, but there's a storm front stalled over Central Florida, and I actually drove to where it wasn't raining, but that doesn't mean it won't start raining where I am. Okay. And I might have to turn my video off if it gets real slow or does weird things. So for right now, I'm just giving you guys a heads up on that, so you know what's going on with Karen. If you'll hit the present button in the top left, I'm sorry, top right, it says present. There you go.
Okay.
And then you can just hit your, I think you can hit your arrow key or your space bar to go to the next one. So we're going to talk about optimizing your Instagram bio, just your Instagram bio. The rules for Facebook are a little bit different. And so we're going to have there, that's something Karen's going to talk about next week there, because, and here's why the rules are different. It's a different platform for one, but for two, there's a lot more information that you can put on your Facebook bio than you can your Instagram bio. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. 80% of the people who will become your customer will visit your social media and your website pages before deciding to book or make an appointment with you. That's 80% of the clients that you have. They will check you out online before they will do anything else. So it's important that we spend some time on our bios and our social media to make sure there's something there, because it's part of our professional persona. It's a digital business card kind of thing. It's part of coming across as a true entity and not just some fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing. It just makes you a more solid company. The next slide. 90% of Instagram followers, users follow businesses that they want to interact with. So what I mean is, like, you follow businesses that you're interested in. Like, I follow certain brands that I'm interested in. I follow certain leaders or thought leaders that I'm interested in. And that makes me more available to them to interact with me. That means that I'll see the posts that they put up. So it's important that you take the time to put stuff on your Instagram page and to make your Instagram bio linked up to certain things so they can get more information on you, because your Instagram and your Facebook page is a flat, one-dimensional representation of who you are and what you do. And so when you do videos, it becomes more of a two-dimensional kind of thing. But when you just do posts, it's a one-dimensional thing. And you want to make sure, because you follow brands, you want to make sure you're followable, because that's how you can interact with your potential clients and users. Next slide. This is my last statistic. 89% of marketers that have turned into influencers, and everybody has the potential to be a micro influencer. And a micro influencer is someone who influences like 10,000, has an audience of 10,000 or less. And you can become a micro influencer for any number of things. But anybody, 89% of marketers turn influencers say Instagram is the key to building your business, because that's the market for the demographic for Instagram is different than the demographic for Facebook. And because of that, the people who use Instagram use it a little differently than they use Facebook. And if you use both, you could notice your own scrolling habits in Instagram. Do you go to stories first at the top? Do you click on reels when you're searching for something? Do you watch videos, or do you want to see just posts? Like, what is your own, you'll see your own process of searching and scrolling on each of those platforms is different. So you want to keep those things in mind when you're building your brand. Next slide. Okay, we're going to talk about how to make your Instagram profile, that's the little bio that you put at the top with your little picture, stand out. What makes it excellent? What makes it functional and not just a description of you, which is great. That's important to have, but there are some very interactive parts of the bio that you need to have. Next slide. This is the meaty part, you guys. And I will post a blog post. I will make a blog post that has this detailed. So this is just a little checklist. We're going to go over each of these things in more detail, but if you already know a little bit about Instagram, then you'll understand that there's a few things that you have to have. And these are have to have things. These are must haves on your Instagram profile. Okay, next slide. Okay, let's talk business accounts. It's important to have a business account for one reason alone. This is the one reason I have my personal page as a business account, is because I have insights on it. I can figure out who is following me, when they're following me, what posts work the best, what posts didn't get seen. It just allows me to have some analytics on it that you don't get on a personal profile. And you can turn your personal page into a business page. And this might not be a good idea for some people. It might be a great idea for others. I think if you have a lot of followers and your business brand really meshes with your personal brand or your personal value set, then having those two enmeshed with each other is actually a really good move. If you're not this type of person, if you only post business stuff on your business page and you don't get personal, or you don't want to post videos, or you don't want, random people on the internet to see your puppies or your grandkids or whatever, then you keep them separate. But having both accounts as a business page is not a bad idea. And Facebook and Instagram, I don't know if you guys know this, but Facebook and Instagram are the same company. They have different, Facebook and Instagram do things differently, but you can go to Facebook, and if you see this, and again, I'll post this in the blog post, that link, but that link down at the bottom is how to set up your business page. It's a step-by-step. I've looked at the guide. It's very easy to follow with icons and everything, little small steps to get that business page set up for you. Any
Courtney,
questions at this point?
Does it take your personal page and use it to convert it into a business Instagram?
Yeah, it doesn't.
So that you have both a
Yeah.
personal and a business, or no?
Yes, it just like right now, because of the way that I run the NACWE account, that's a business account. But my personal page, I also turned into a business account. So I don't have two different pages. It's not like I have a personal page that is a business account. I didn't make I don't have a third one. I just have those two that I manage that way. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. And so I don't know if it'll show, but so this is NACWE, and it's a business account because at the top it says view
Dashboard.
Professional dashboard, and then it has those three things you said, edit profile, ad center, and insights there.
Yep.
But on my personal page, it doesn't have that.
My personal page does, because it's a business account.
Mine's
and
not.
It'll give you, and if you don't, like I said, you don't have to do it that way. It depends on how you integrate your business into your life. And if you are like eat, sleep, and breathe kind of things, and they just, for me, it kind of runs into everything I do kind of runs into the other things. So I have mine integrated, but that's a personal choice that only you can make. That's really the truth there. And it's not going to be detrimental if you don't make your personal profile a business. Just make sure that your business does have an Instagram account. So on your profile, your business profile, you want to have a great picture. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. That's fine. You want to have a great picture. And the reason for this is because people want to see who you are. We want to be able to see. People do business with people, not logos. Unless you have significant brand recognition, like you can see in all of my slides, I have a little, the Instagram logo. But that's because everybody knows what that is. And so if Instagram wants to use their Instagram logo as their profile picture, that makes perfect sense because it's brand recognition. We know what that looks like. Like the NACWE hearts are pretty recognizable to anybody who knows the brand. And so it's okay to put the NACWE hearts in our thing. But if you're a business that's just starting out, you want to put your picture, your face in your profile, because people do business with people, not with logos. We want to do We want to do face-to-face business as much as we can. We want to know that there's a personality behind the entities that we're working with. Your photos need to be well lit. Please don't put up a profile picture that's not well lit, because it first of all sends the wrong message, like I'm not paying attention or I don't care. And that's not the case. You've taken the time to put up your profile, you obviously care. So make sure there's a well lit profile picture and that it kind of shows your personality. And you can see in mine that I put on the side, I have used this picture for other things, but this is the kind of picture I'm talking about. It's a well lit picture. I don't have a logo here, but I do have that little sign. Sometimes that stuff can be seen. It depends on how you size your picture in your profile. But I'm kind of leaning forward, so that's a pose of interest. So there's a few things. I'm smiling, my hair is curly, not straight, which is, if you guys know me, when my hair is a little wild, I'm okay. I'm a little wild, so it kind of reflects my personality better than this sleek style I have today. So those are the kind of things you want to keep in mind with your profile picture. And I know I'm saying like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff to put on a profile picture, but you know what? Just be yourself. Just be who you are and have good lighting and it'll be fine. So let's go to the next slide. I know I've talked a lot about pictures in the last month. We talked a lot about pictures and great lighting, but great lighting goes a real long way when it comes to this. This is about writing your Instagram profile. And I put 2 examples on there because I want you guys to see how concise the things are. They're not full sentences. They're literally like Marie Forleo's. It says CEO, writer, hashtag Marie TV, fancy dancer. And then she has an acclamation, an accolade on there from Oprah. And then she has a free download that you can link right to her blog. And the other one, Jenna Kutcher, she has got a great thing there too, where she says, imperfectly empowering women, your virtual biz coach and BFF. And then she has an ad for her blog, her podcast, which also has its own blog, its own Instagram. That's what that means. When it's at and then highlighted like that, that means that it's actually an Instagram page. So you can click on that. Well, this is a picture, you can't click on it. But if you were on her profile, you could click on that highlighted section there that says at Gold Digger Podcast, and it would take you right to her Instagram podcast page. So that's how she does it. And then she has a link for her website. So you want to say who you are, your name, and your specialty. You always want to be concise and clear. What you do, both of those say exactly what they do. Where to find you. See, both of them have their websites in there, and a call to action. Now, Jenna Kutcher has built in that at Gold Digger podcast. She's built that in as her call to action. She's encouraging people to click on that so that she can see, so that you can see what else she does. And then Marie Forleo flat out says free download and has a little emoji on there. So you always want to have a call to action. And we're going to go into that in the next slide. You can go ahead and go to the next one. Those are images, Karen, so you won't be able to click on those. They're like pictures, like screenshots of those profiles. So you can't click on the links that are in there. I put them in there on purpose as pictures so that we can see what a good one looks like. Okay, here's the big question, your call to action. What action do you want visitors to take when they come to your Instagram? Do you just want them to follow you? Do you want them to download something? Do you want them to visit the website? Do you want them to join your email list? Like, figure out what it is you want when visitors come to your Instagram. The same thing with your Facebook. You always, at minimum, you need a place where people can contact you or book with you. So you might have a calendar link if that's what you're talking about in your stories or on your posts. It might be a link to your website, but figuring out that little box at the bottom is super important. Figuring out what you want your visitors to do when they come to any of your profiles is a super, super important way to narrow down your call to action and actually get things to happen on your social media beside just like and follows. And we want more to happen. We want people to see that we're more than just our social media profiles, right? We want them to see we have more to us than just that one dimension of Facebook or Instagram. Okay, next slide.
Okay, a question. I know
Go
everybody
ahead.
else probably. So back to Marie, she points you to
Mhm.
her blog, which the interesting thing to
Yep.
me is might get her more blog followers, but it doesn't necessarily get her more people on her email list, right?
Well, if you've ever been to Marie Forleo's blog, there's a lot there. One of the things that she does every Tuesday, she does Marie TV. And on Marie TV, she's got her page is very sticky. Her website is very sticky. And there's a lot of things that pop up when you go to her blog for you to sign up with. And so she's got some very effective pop-ups. She also has the Marie TV things that happen, and she does comments. She doesn't really want you to comment on the YouTube video. She wants you to put comments on the blog. So you'll see a lot of interaction there. When the reason she does this is very strategic, because when people comment about a video that's embedded in your blog, then your blog is going to show up as being very active and having unique visitors. And so it's automatically, organically going to show in the Google algorithms better. So she's driving traffic to her blog to boost those algorithms. And because her blog is sticky and well designed, then people automatically sign up for her email. She has some very good free downloads that are, she gives away a lot. So it's a pretty significant strategy there.
So on Jenna's, she's trying to send you to two places, to the
She is.
podcast and to, I'm going to assume JennaKutcher.com. That's where you would sign up for, get her freebie or sign up for her email list. What do you think about that? I mean,
so
lose somebody because she gave us two choices?
No, because she is known for her podcast, and that's what I think that's where she's built a lot of her following is on her podcast. She focuses more on podcasting than anything else. Like Marie Forleo doesn't really have a podcast. I think she might have one now, but she does Marie TV. That's where she focuses a lot of her marketing. And so Jenna Kutcher does a lot of hers from the Gold Digger podcast. So that first, your likelihood is you're going to click on your first link anyway, but she has the additional information in there. The deal with the Jenna Kutcher having the other thing is that Instagram requires you to put in a website link.
Okay.
So when you're a business profile, and part of the filling out the profile, they have a spot where you have to put in your website.
Courtney,
so yes.
On the call to action, on my Facebook page, I have a link, furthermoreliving.com/schedule a free consult or schedule a consultation call. Would that be to take them or just straight to my website?
No, I think if someone is interested, it depends on where you are in your whole business scheme. Like if you're if you're good on the phone, or if you're good in a meeting, or if you're good face to face, then getting people to schedule a call with you is probably the best thing you want to do. If you're going to do it if that's what you want people to do, then you need to show up on video on your social media so people can see who you are and see, oh, this is who I'll be talking to. This is how she'll talk to me. This is what she'll be talking about. So if that's what you're calling them to actually schedule like a conversation with you, then yes, I would, that's how I would do it. If you don't want, that kind of thing, or if you don't want to go on video, then having them go to your website and signing up for your email is a way to do it. Like if you're more of a writer or more of an introvert and you don't want to be on video, then switch everything to your email list, because then you can start sending out emails, or even when you're comfortable enough, putting some videos in your emails and then asking for them to sign up for your consultation. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, so we are constantly being told, that the most robust or healthy thing and most organic thing you can do is get people to sign up for your email list. I have an email list of 7,999 people, minus we just booted off 300 and something people that hadn't interacted in a while or whatever. So it's still a huge list. I don't use it wisely. I mean, if I was using my email list wisely, which that's my mid-year resolution or whatever. But if I was, then the best thing to do would be to get them an email and then say in the email let's have a discovery call, or go to my podcast, or here's my blog, or whatever. But I'm
Right.
not using it wisely. So luckily you can go in and tweak these things and change them based on your growth, your personal growth.
You can.
Yeah.
And it honestly, it depends. Like on Jenna Kutcher's one, she wants people to go to her podcast. But that's probably because she sells a lot on her podcast, or she offers downloads on her podcast. Like she's built her business around that, you know. And I've listened to her a couple of times, but it's been over a year since I have. There were two different ideas here of how you can do your profile. And then there's Linktree, which if someone clicks your Linktree, then you get like 4 or 5 or 6 things you can put in there of options where they can click. And I didn't put a Linktree one up in there because it's a little bit different. It's a third party app, and that's why I just didn't want to talk about a third party app.
Okay.
But Linktree is an option where you can put even more choices for your people to click on. Like if you're selling something, for instance, if you're selling t-shirts and sweatshirts, and so you might have, you know, visit the shop, or buy this sweatshirt here, or buy this t-shirt here, you know, and that might be the 3 things or the 4 things you have in your Linktree. So Linktree is definitely something that's optional, that is worth looking into depending on how your growth goes and what you're trying to get your customers to do, your potential clients to do.
Does it mean anything to us that their follow buttons are in different places?
It just has to do with where the screenshot was taken from. No, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a screenshot thing.
Okay.
Okay, go to the next slide. We've been talking about this one. Ads and hashtags. This is another reason I put those up. So if you have a personal Instagram account and you'd only want to use that as your personal account, then in your personal bio, you want to add @ and then your business profile. So for instance, mine does, I think mine says, I'll have to look, I can't remember, but I think mine says @NACWE, because I want people to go find me over there and see what we're doing over there. And I have like a description of what I do, like initiatives director @NACWE, and then a couple other things that are descriptors for me. And so that's a good way to direct people to your business page if you have multiple pages. If you don't, the other way that this can work out is if there's somewhere that you are, like say you do a guest blog post and you know that person or that blog is going to promote you, then you can change your profile for the month that you're promoted on that blog to say, you know, find me at Christian Women Are Us, you know, whatever, that wherever you are. So you can change those things up regularly. And truthfully, you should update your Instagram bio every month to make sure that you're staying on top of it. Yep. And then let's talk about hashtags. Hashtags are a way to search on social media. That's why we've been doing these hashtags lately. Here's the couple of things. One, if like when I first started messing with Instagram, I wanted to follow certain people. And so I would type in, in the search bar, I would type in like Christian women in business, for instance. And that would pull up anything with a hashtag that's Christian, business, and women. Anything that had those words, not necessarily in that order, but anything that had those words. That's why the hashtags are so important, because people do follow hashtags. Did you know that you can follow a hashtag, that you don't have to follow an actual business? You can follow just a hashtag. And so that's the reason hashtags are important. It's also important if you have a hashtag that you work with all the time, or if you want someone to find you when they're searching, which Karen and I just edited the NACWE Instagram to include those hashtags, because those are the words people look. Those are the words people type in when they're looking for support in their Christian business or as a Christian woman entrepreneur. So we put those things in our profiles. And like I said, follow hashtags you're interested in. Like I love pottery, like throne pottery, and I follow like pottery and ceramic hashtags because it's like mesmerizing and peaceful for me to watch these on my personal page. And that's nothing anybody can see, but that's just a hashtag I follow and that I get a kick out of, you know? And so those are things you can do. You can follow certain hashtags. I follow certain journaling and planner hashtags because I'm a freak when it comes to planners and journals. So, but again, that's not something you can see, but that's something that pleases me. And that's how I find those things. I looked it up by the hashtag. Like I have a certain kind of planner called a Hobonichi. It's a Japanese brand. And I follow a couple of Hobonichi hashtags, but that's how I found them. I just typed in the word Hobonichi, or I typed in the word functional planner or whatever. So hashtags are super important, especially for being discovered when you're first starting out and putting those in your bio. Any questions on hashtags or ats? Okay,
Yeah.
let's move to the next slide. Yes, okay, go ahead.
So when I'm doing something special, maybe something that's special for the month, I need to add an at unboxing party, if I'm doing that in my bio,
Yes, if you're
where people can link to me.
right, you want to do a hashtag, not an at, because an at is an address.
Okay.
Okay, a hashtag is something you can follow that will help people find you. So if you're doing like unboxing, then yeah, you want to do hashtag unboxing in August, and then people will find, and they'll type in unboxing and find all the unboxing stuff, and you mean it in a different way. It's actually a pretty clever hashtag for you to have, because you're talking about unboxing gifts, but people do unboxing videos and unboxing packages and all that stuff where they open products in front of you. And so it's pretty clever to have, because you can be found by just putting that hashtag into your, and you can put unboxing gifts even, and find, people will find you because they're actually looking for something else, but you have a clever hashtag for your business.
Yeah, it's really good.
And your platform. Yeah.
So
So
at would be if Angela had Instagram Angela Halford, and she had an Instagram professional page called Furthermore Living, then on her
Go
personal,
ahead.
she would say at Furthermore Living.
I was
What? Uh-oh,
Ask again, Karen. You froze up. At would be what?
I froze. So at would be if Angela had an Instagram account called Angela Halford, and she had a professional Instagram account called Furthermore Living. On her personal, she would put at Furthermore Living.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. At is always an address.
And
So-
are apps interchangeable across Facebook and Instagram?
Yes, Facebook doesn't utilize them as well as Instagram. They just don't. They use hashtags too, but it's just not as, the smooth system is just not as smooth or as prevalent. But because you can cross post from one to the other, it's good to start using them. It's just good standard practice at this point to use ats and hashtags when you need to. But ats always an address. Okay.
Courtney, is this
Yes.
thing like if you're writing a blog, the search engine optimization words?
Yes, it is very much.
That-
It is very much like that. When you're talking about putting in words for your description, it's very much like that. And you do want to think about, that's why I call it optimizing your profile, because it's the way people find you. It's the words that they put in search bars. It's what they're looking for. And the truth is that people do search because we're searching for connection. Like, we're human beings and we're always searching for connection. We're always searching for a certain amount of validation, or validation is a bad word, but camaraderie, maybe even like-mindedness. We're always searching for that. That's why we have, churches that are all one color, because like calls to like, and we have to purposely go outside of ourselves to make those things different. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, that's why it's important to use the words that people who you want to bring into your business or to your tribe, that you use those optimized words.
Okay.
Now,
So just for
Marie,
clarification, so we changed NACWE to NACWE Sisters. So if we put in, if someone in Instagram put at NACWE Sisters, they would find us on Instagram.
yes.
But in our profile, when we rewrote our bio, Courtney helped me upgrade or update the NACWE one. So when we upgraded our bio, we put www.nacwe.org. We should have just put at NACWE.
No, because you can't put just at NACWE, because you have to put a full website in that particular field on
Oh,
Instagram.
that's right. It wasn't part of the
It can't
bio.
just-
It was the
No, it's the second
field.
right.
Yeah. The field
Right.
for your
And
website. Okay, got it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And if you look at this slide we're looking at right now, Marie Forleo has a huge business, huge following. And so, and this is a snapshot of it. This is not her full, following. And I mean across her whole entire platform, as in marieforleo.com. And so she doesn't have much on here as particularly as, what I would personally put on it, but she also has such a reputation right now that it's really not, she has on there what she likes. And the Marie TV thing is it's always been her number one thing. And so she has that on there. Now, if you look at Jenna Kutcher's one, she has virtual biz coach, empowering women. She's got a couple of things there. She's got mama and wife, obsessed with marketing. She's got some keywords on there that if people are looking up those things like mama marketing, then she's going to come up, because those are some keywords. Even though she's not hashtagged them, there's still some keywords in her bio that people will find if they search something like mama CEOs or mama marketing or virtual biz coach or something like that. She's got some keywords in there. So Angela, that speaks to your SEO part of this.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go a few slides ahead, Karen, to one we haven't done yet.
We haven't done
One more.
Emojis and links.
Yeah, stop right there.
Okay.
Okay, so use emojis. If you look at some of your favorite or most popular people that you follow on Instagram, and you'll see that almost every bio has emojis in it. It could be hearts, it could be smiley faces, like Marie Forleo has a little hand pointing down to the link she wants you to follow. So she's got the little hand, and Jenna Kutcher has a little megaphone. There's putting the emojis are eye-catching, and when you're searching through, like say you follow, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when you're on your phone and you follow a new person, then underneath all these people pop up that you also might be interested in that are related to the person you just followed. And some of those you can see where their little emojis will pop up in their little tiny bit of their bio that shows up. And so it's an eye-catching thing. It's like, oh, what is that? And the truth is that we respond visually to almost everything before we respond in any other way. Our eyes are take in a lot of information more than anything else, and they take it in first. And so that's why emojis are important. They're more likely to be read too, bios with emojis. And then always have a link, which we already talked about, but always have that link somewhere they can go to find you, whether it's to book with you, sign up for your email, have a conversation with you, doesn't matter. There needs to be a helpful link in there somewhere, your blog, a specific blog post. Like when we were doing the 5-day challenge last month, I put in, because I kept referring to it, I put in the link you could go to sign up for the emails to get email support for the 5-day challenge. And so that's the link that was in the bio for a little while. And then we changed it back to just the regular NACWE page. And that's because it makes it easier for people to participate and join, and I get people to sign up for the email list. And so that's kind of the way you have to strategize with the bios. And another reason you should update them every month, because things change from month to month. You might have a special offer that you're offering, and so you want someone to go. You might have a new opt-in. You might be pushing your opt-in, and so you want to make sure people go right to an opt-in sign-in form or something like that. So always have a useful link in your bio. And I think this is the last slide, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was the last one. So do you guys have any other questions? No other questions? Okay. Well, this month, I personally am challenging myself starting today, because I wanted to announce it, so I'll have some accountability. Starting today, I'm going to do a video every day on Instagram. So it might be live, it might be a reel, it might be a story, it might be just a post that I do and post after, because sometimes when you do a longer one, you have to post it, it can't be live. So I'm going to do one every day for the month of August. That's my challenge for myself personally. But the 5-day challenge that we're doing, we're just kind of go over, optimizing your Facebook profile. There'll be a day where we talk about that, very specific things. We'll do your Instagram profile, and then we'll do a few live challenges, a few video challenges about things you could talk about and just get your face out on your profiles. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but video is trending. It's what the social media sites want you to do, especially Instagram. Instagram is really big on reels. Instagram copied TikTok, and so they have these reels that you can do, and a reel is just a really short video. I think it's a minute long, but TikTok upgraded recently, and you can do a 1-minute video or a 3-minute video on TikTok now, up to 1 to 3 minutes. So I mean, you can do a short one if you want to, but that's kind of what reels is about. So on Instagram, so you have live, you have stories, which only stay up for 24 hours. You have lives, which are like Facebook lives. Then you have videos that you can post. Anything over a minute is a video that you have to post. And then you have reels, which are similar to stories, but they're shorter and they don't go away. Stories go away and reels don't. Does that make sense? Any other questions?
Stories go away.
Stories are 24 hours.
Stories on Facebook.
Yes,
And on
and they
Instagram.
and they're in an archive file, so you can see them, but nobody else can.
Right. And Instagram and Facebook, they're only 24 hours. They're only up for 24 hours.
Stories on Instagram and Facebook only last 24 hours.
Yes.
But reels on Instagram stay, and videos on
Yes.
Instagram stay.
Yes.
So another thing about adding emojis and things to your bio, your Instagram bio is only, was it 101 characters or something like that? It was a really,
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember.
so if you add emojis,
It does take away your space.
Yeah, you have to have enough space. So for community, for NACWE, I put a heart emoji in. While you were teaching, I put a heart emoji, and we didn't have any emojis in. What are good emojis for networking or education? Because our pillars are community, networking, education, missions.
I wouldn't take any of those out, actually, because those are also keywords that people search for.
I didn't
People don't
take
search for
anything out.
Okay, yeah. I don't know that I mean, like, community is also, I think, would be like two people talking, like you have the two people looking like they're talking to each other. Networking, actually, the networking would be a really good one for that.
I looked up networking and it didn't have one.
No, you'll have to put something like conversation or something like that in to look in your emojis and see what you have, or like talking. So you have more than one person that comes up on the emoji. There's hundreds of them. So
You could, there's somebody, like, there's one where two people are drinking a cup of coffee. That one might work for networking, like each with a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep working on it, but it's neat to kind of get it dressed up a little bit. It was very exciting.
Yeah.
It felt really good,
Yeah. And it does take up space, but it's really important to be clear and concise with these things. You're not meant to be wordy here. You want to hit the high notes, and then you can reveal yourself in your posts, your reels, your videos, and your stories. That's where you really get someone to know you. But in the meantime, if they're just searching for community, a Christian women community, or women in business, or entrepreneurship, or anything like that, depending on what you do, or what's my purpose, discovering your purpose, like Angela, with the way you do things, or discovering your gifts or something. Those are words that you need to put in there. Like, I follow a couple of Enneagram coaches that I found with a hashtag, but they're Christian Enneagram coaches, and I really like them.
So what's the hashtag going to be for the 5-day challenge for this month? So we can start looking for it.
Well, that's the thing. I want to keep the hashtag just learn, do, inspire right now, because I just want that hashtag to be identified with NACWE.
Okay.
And nobody else is using it.
Okay.
It has like less than 100 posts and there's nobody else using it.
Okay, good. All right, you guys, last questions. Anybody?
Yeah, will you state the challenge one more time?
The challenge is going to start next week, next Monday, and it's going to be optimizing both your profile on your Facebook and your Instagram, which you guys will learn more and more about that as the month goes on. But you can get started with a few things here and there and just kind of fluff it as we go along. And then the other part of the challenge is going to be getting some of those videos and reels and stories going, because that's another part of what we'll be talking about this month. So there'll be a story challenge, a reel challenge, a video challenge, that kind of thing. So, and I don't want you to post them on the NACWE page. Post everything that you do on your own page, because it's about building your base. It's about building your following and building your business, not building up NACWE's business. So we want you guys to, when you do the challenge, post on your own pages.
And last time we used hashtag NACWE, and we also used hashtag Learn, Do, Inspire. Keep that up.
Yes, we're gonna do both of those. And I think I've decided I got a little thing on all my videos. I have a little chalkboard now that I'm just gonna put those hashtags on the chalkboard so that it can be seen whenever I do a video for the challenge that use that to post.
And then we haven't decided what the prize is going to be, but to win the prize, we'll look at how many people have used those hashtags this month. That was the only way we could keep up with it. For last month, we had to go in and, you know, type in those hashtags and go look for you, because you're
Right.
on your own page, not on our page. And then also my challenge is when you do upgrade your Instagram or Facebook profiles, bios, anything like that, take a before and after picture. So
Yeah, you can do a little screenshot.
to win, someone has to not only have done the things Courtney's asking you to do, but you have to have posted a before and after shot.
Right.
Which I wish we had done for the NACWE one, because, you know, we couldn't fit, we had the whole NACWE logo in the Instagram profile photo, and of course it doesn't fit, so we went and changed it to the little red hearts.
The hearts.
So I wish we had taken a before and after of that. But.
Well,
So I have a question. So if we go and change our bio, we're to do a before and after and then post that to NACWE for credit in the challenge?
Or post it on your page. Say, look, I upgraded, you know, do you need help? You know, I just upgraded you can post it on yours and say, here's the before, here's the after. Hashtag NACWE, hashtag Learn, Do, Inspire.
Well, and it's
part of the NACWE channel.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's about content, because you can still post something that in the challenge that we're asking you to do, because it's providing you with content. So the things that I'm asking you to do, I'm giving you content to post on your own page. So you might add something that someone doesn't know about you. Like your people might not know that you have a website or that you're starting a magazine. And so you post a link to that and say, oh, look what I did. I changed here's the before and after. And,
right. So Kathy's profiles don't say anything about the magazine right now. So
no, not yet.
But when you do it, then you're telling people, hey, we're getting ready to start this awesome magazine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do like a hard grand opening. I'm trying to do it slow because I have a lot of boxes I have to tick, and I don't want to put it out to everybody until it's like better.
Well, that's why she
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's why she had that copy out box that said, you know, what's your biggest thing you want people to do? That's what you focus on each month.
Right. So you've got to figure out, what do you want people to do when they come to your profile? Do you want them to follow? Do you want them to buy? Do you want them to schedule? What do you want them to do? And whatever that is, you want to tell them that every time that you do something.
Great. Anybody else?
Okay. Thank you, Angela. I saw your comment.
You're welcome. For everybody else, I told her she does great every presentation, and I always learn so much.
Yeah, I haven't been able to see all of them, but I have seen some of them, some of the comments.
There were a couple of people came in at the end on the page as well. More people come in when we do go live in the group than they do in the page.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to play with mine. The problem is, and I'll just put this out there because I'm going to have help with it, is I have Instagram accounts. You can't merge anything. And so I have
On
Instagram
Instagram.
accounts that I'm going to have to delete, figure out which one do I want to keep before I even upgrade the bio or change the picture or even change the name of it or anything. I've got to figure out my mess.
Yeah.
Clean up my
Well, and that's why answering that question, what do I want people to do?
mess.
And if you
Mhm.
want to direct all of them to one spot, then that's what, if you have that answer to that question in mind, then it'll be easier to streamline everything.
True. Mhm.
So, that's why we answer the question.
Could she
Great.
put an @ button on her new site, on her old sites, sending them to the new site?
Yes, you absolutely should. And if there's, here's the deal. If you've got a bunch of properties, when I say properties, I mean like Instagram or social media properties, and you're not using some and you're using others, if you don't have a whole lot of followers, just start over new.
Yeah.
Just start over new. It's easier. And just delete your accounts and just start fresh. And
That's
it's easy
probably-
to do that too, because when you start a new account and you start following people, like I said, it suggests like people. And so you can easily follow other people. And on Instagram, they follow back because it's a different platform and it's set up differently. People follow you back more readily than on Facebook.
So one last question I have, because I was playing around with mine and with the NACWE one, is how when you're interacting on Instagram, it'll give you a list that you can scroll through that says these are people who follow you. Do you want, and it says follow back, follow back, follow back, click, click, click.
Yep.
How do you
Right.
go to the place where they're suggesting people that you might want, not people who have already followed you, but like-minded people that is there a
Okay,
button on the bottom?
so there's a couple of ways to do this. You know that list where it says follow back, follow back? If you look, once you get to a certain point, they will start saying, your friend so-and-so and your friend so-and-so and your friend so-and-so follow this person. And then I'll ask you if you want to follow them. So that's one way. The other way is if you, like, for instance, you look up a hashtag, mom entrepreneurs. Okay, so you look up that hashtag, and that's going to give you a whole list of people that are mom entrepreneurs. So let's say you go to the first mom entrepreneur profile, and you decide based on her profile information and the few Instagram posts you can see, you're like, okay, I want to follow this person. As soon as you hit follow her, like if you hit follow on her profile, when you've looked at it, then underneath there'll be a bar that pops up and it'll have all these similar people, and you can scroll through those people and follow those people. And so that's a way you can also find people who are similar in what you're doing, or like you want to find someone, spiritual Christian spiritual coaches or personal growth coaches or something. You can look up that stuff and it'll show you people who meet those same search parameters.
Great. I found it.
Okay.
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 Good. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week to do the same thing, but for Facebook. All right. God
Which is
bless.
different and complicated.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, I'm not going to get that complicated because that's what Jesse's going to do
You'll do great.
the next
You'll
week.
do
Yeah,
great.
you'll do great.
All right. Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.